What is up, YouTube? Texas Pratt Outdoors here. Today we're going to be reloading some 9mm bullets. So I wanted to show you some of the materials that I use when I reload to help you if you've never reloaded before or if you're new to reloading. So first and foremost, one of the things you need is a reloading press. So this is a single stage reloading press. This is my RCBS reloading press. You will need a press for sure. As you can tell, I already have a die in here. This is my depriming and resizing die that I have in here. I also have two more dies that came in this box. The other two dies are in order to help me finish the process of reloading. I can explain further later on about these other two dies. You also will need a digital caliper. Now it doesn't have to be digital, but you do need a caliper. That way you can measure the size of the casing, make sure it's not too short, it's not too long, make sure it's just the right size to get you ready to reload those bullets. You will also need deburring tool. So this helps me whenever here's the old casing, deburr the inside and deburr the outside. I also have this little piece that will help me do the primer pocket. I can go ahead and screw it into here, and then I can clean the inside of the primer pocket. Here I can show you an actual casing that I've cleaned the inside of the pocket right here. So after the primer's been popped out, that casing has been cleaned on the inside of the primer. So also I'm going to need a case lube pad. This is after your casings have been tumbled. One of the stages you need to do is you need to lube up your casings. This also helps too, I feel, whenever I am putting them in the press. It helps them fit nicer, and it doesn't feel as forceful whenever I'm reloading them in the dies. So it also helps them keep them clean too. So I use Hornady. This is my Hornady case lube right here. And this stuff can last quite a bit depending on how much you put on. Normally you don't need too much to put on, so you can have this last. Another thing you will need is these two pieces right here. This is my Frankford digital scale right here. And this is my holder for my powder. So whenever I go to put my powder in here and I measure, make sure I have just the right grain right there. This is my powder itself right here. Now I chose this powder because I knew it would work well for 9mm. It actually says right here on the box that it says 4.8 grains of powder is all I need for each charge of 9mm. Now let's move to the bigger stuff. So you're probably wondering what this is and what this is. This is my tumbler. So say you pick up brass that has been on the ground, brass that's old, and you decide to reload it. You put it inside here and you put in this corn median. So this is the actual box of RCBS corn median right there. So I take that, I put it in there with my shells. It will shake and tumble for about an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, depending on how long you want to put it in there. And by then, you'll have clean brass that's ready to be used, ready to be resized, deprimed, and all the other steps that you need. So this is 310 shells of 9mm that I tumbled that I'm ready to just about put into my press and start the process. So other things that you might need if you're reloading, I went ahead and I got this Frankford impact bullet puller right here. So this is in case you mess up. You can go ahead and you put the bullet inside there. You give it a smack just like a hammer, and afterwards the bullet should separate from the casing. The powder is left inside here. Throw the powder away. Use new powder. That way you can stay consistent. So this is in case you mess up. Also, you will have small pistol primers. 9mm is a small pistol primer, so I got these right here. That's an essential. Also, I got these Hornady 115 grain bullets right there. Now I had the option to get 124, but since I practiced with 115, I figured that 115 would be a good size for me to use. So this is my 9mm 115. And that's pretty much all the supplies you need so far. There's a few other accessories you can get. You can get a case trimmer If your casing is too long, like I was saying earlier, that you have to measure it with the caliper. A lot of times with a rifle cartridge, it will be longer and you'll have to trim the case. With a pistol cartridge, it should hopefully stay pretty close to what it needs to be. So you get case trimmers. You can get also a powder measure to put on top here. That way you can just drip the powder in. It will already pre-measure it. You can get a powder trickler if you want to trickle it in to this right here, and whenever you're measuring the size. So there's a lot of different options for other accessories that you can get. So if you want to see my first process, it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy. My first process, what I do is I take one old casing, I put it inside here. I'm going to deprime it. Old primer pops out. The casing has now been resized. I take it right here. I'm going to deburr it. I give it a couple nice turns. I give it a couple nice turns for the outside. Ooh, nice squeaky sound too. And then I'm going to, now that it's clean right there, I'm going to take this part off right here. I'm going to take this primer pocket cleaner right here, screw it on, and then right there where it's so dirty, I'm going to clean the inside of here. Give it a few turns here and there, a few turns, boom, there we go. That should be pretty clean. Let me double check the size. Turn my digital caliper on. And that's where it holds right there at 0.747 right there. As long as it's between 0.744 and 0.751, you should be pretty good. So now that it's cleaned, last step that I'm going to do before I put it over here is I am going to go ahead, take my, well, I'm not going to drop the bullet first, but so I wouldn't recommend doing that. Don't drop the bullets. I'm going to take some case lube, rub it in some case lube, and then now set it over the side, and then I'm good. Then my next step for all of these right here will be to put new primers on, then put the powder in, and then I can seat the bullet on the top, and then I have a brand new bullet. So until next time, I'll see you later, y'all.